Next video that we are going to discuss about self-referential structures. So what is a self-referential structure? So before going to discuss about self-referential structures, I just want to write a program for or a syntax of structure definition. Structure definition starts with the keyword struct, struct, struct. Struct is a keyword for a structure definition. Then so struct, then structure name. So I am using the structure name as node, and inside this braces I am going to define that structure member variables. For example, int data, okay, in integer type variable data, then character type variable name, etc., etc. So these are the member variables inside the structure. The structure name is node, and this node is defined by the variable keyword struct. That is the syntax of a structure. And if you want to declare a structure variable, so two type of variables are there: structure variable and structure member variable. So member variables are the members inside the structure. So these are the members inside the structure member variable. So int data, character name, these are the structure member variable, and node is a structure name. Struct is the keyword used to define the structure, and the structure variables can be defined like this: a comma b. So these are the structure variables, or otherwise you can declare like this: struct node a comma b. Likewise also you can declare the structure variables. So two methods are there: either you can write it here, a comma b with semicolon, otherwise you can write like this: struct node a comma b. So what's the meaning of this is we can access the member variables with the help of a structure variable. How will we access the member variable? Using the dot operator. A dot data, then a dot name, likewise b dot data, then b dot name. So these are the this is a method that we have for accessing these member variables. So member variables is like it's a protected space. It's a hidden space. That is, it's a hidden area, and we can access these hidden variables, these member variables, only with the help of this structure variable. So that is the meaning of this structure. Hope you understand this one. Next, we are going to discuss about the self-referential structure. In this case, these are variables that are available inside the structure. So what I am going to do is I am going to write a structure variable inside the structure. The structure variable inside the structure. Struct node star p. So what I did is I declared a variable, a pointer variable, and that pointer variable which refers to the same structure. So this is a node is a name of the variable, name of the structure, and I am declaring a pointer variable. So pointer variable in the sense the pointer variable represents the address of another variable. Okay, so it is a reference. It's not a declaration like a variable like int data or character string like that. It's a reference. So it refers to the same structure itself. So that is why it is said to be self-referential structures. So if I am accessing the data, p tends to data. So p is also a member of this variable. So it has the property of this structure. So what is the property of this structure? Yes. So this structure having two member variable, that is data member variable and a pointer variable. So P tends to data in the sense it refers to the same structure itself. So that is a self-referential structure. Okay. So the diagrammatic representation of this one is okay, that we will discuss in the future classes. Next, an important concept that we are going to study here is dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory allocation. So what is a dynamic memory allocation? We are already familiar about static memory allocation. What is the example of a static memory allocation? Static memory allocation. The word that or the term that I mentioned here is static memory allocation. So A of 5. So this is static. Int A of 5. I am declaring a integer array. I am declaring an integer array A of 5. A is the name of the array, and this A have 5 spaces. So A can accommodate 5 values, 5 integer values, but A can accommodate only 5 integer values. That is the meaning. It's not in between. If we, after at the time of execution, if we need 5 more memory space, then we can't perform that operation because it's limited, because it's static. We declared at the time of declaring itself, we are mentioning it as 5. That is static memory allocation. But we are going to discuss about dynamic memory allocation. Dynamic memory allocation in the sense, at the time of running or at the time of executing the program, we are allocating the memory. So whenever we need to store a value at the time of, for example, the user is we are providing option like 1 for insertion, 2 for deletion, 3 for display, like that. So the user is choosing the option 1. For example, 1 is the option that the user is opting. So what we are doing is, after pressing 1, we are creating a memory. So after the based on the requirement from the user, we are creating the memory. That is said to be a runtime memory allocation or dynamic memory allocation. Or runtime memory allocation or dynamic memory allocation. So in detail we will discuss in the next classes. Okay, thank you.